If my wheels ain't turning, then I ain't earning my whiskey, bourbon, my cigar burning. Soon as you heard it, you knew it was me. Before I menace Mr. KEV, I roll on the scene.
Okay, where'd I leave off? I got my chain. My homie, not my homie, the homie, helped me out with the chains. And this was like a Hispanic guy, by the way. Helped me out putting my chains on, and I get along on my way. This is Madras, Washington. This is after I crossed the border from Oregon, coming from the mountains down in Oregon, coming up north. I stopped at Madras, got fuel, and my chain acted up. The dude helped me out, so then I'm back on my way on the road. The weather is terrible. You got all kinds of just slush, and it's 2-lane highways, slush this thick, snow coming down. It's extremely cold. Yeah, so I get on my way, and what do you know? I go through the pass, I make it all through the pass, all up and down the mountain. And then when I get coming down the other side on Mount Hood Village. Mount Hood Village is like a small little town right on the other side of Mount Hood after you get through the pass. So I get through there, and looking out of my mirror, I noticed that I start finally seeing that chain flopping around. So I gotta hop out, address the situation, assess the situation. Turns out that the chain had completely busted in half and wrapped itself around the axle to the point where it couldn't be moved over the tire. It was like a necklace that's too big to go over your big head. And so I had no hammer at the time. I just had a screwdriver and some rocks, and there were these big boulders that I found, and I was whacking the chain with it. And so another driver comes by, just happens by and sees what I'm going through, and this guy pulls over behind me. Where I'm at is a chain off zone, by the way, so you can see what guys are doing. One guy comes by and he's like, "Hey, you need help?" He gives me a hammer, an Indian dude. Another guy comes up 30-40 minutes later, sees me, and he's a flatbed hauling hay. So he's got them big wicked hooks and sickles and picks and all types of stuff. And he comes through. This is an old white dude. Comes through, helps me out, gives me the old sage advice of hey, keep your head up, this looks like a rough time, youngster. Basically is what he said to me. And I'm like, look, man, this is probably my worst trucking day, and I appreciate you helping me out. You know what I mean? I made sure I told him that. He let me keep his pick. He had this pick that he uses. So I had to stick it between the chain links, whack it, ping, 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 ping. And I'm talking to him, joking around. I'm like, man, I wish I had a shotgun, like a 10 gauge or something. I'll just blow this chain apart. He was like, yeah, don't I know it. Anyway, that was a cool situation. It started off horrible. I had a bad encounter with a guy, and multiple different races and multiple different drivers I interacted with this day. And lo and behold, I was helped out by white people, not blacks, but white folks, Hispanic folks, Indians. Drivers come together in this business is my point. So, have I had instances where I felt like it was some racist stuff that are you saying this to me because I'm black? Yeah, of course, there's been a couple of instances, but that's not my first go-to when I encounter issues with people. And that's the point I want to drive home for my young black drivers. You're going to be out here, figuratively speaking, you're going to be out here butt naked by yourself one day. You're going to be on the side of the road, your tool's going to fail, your phone's going to die, your chain's going to snap, and you may be depending on the well-being and the welfare of others. And that color of the other doesn't matter. What matters is if you can get help and if you can be appreciative of that help. And the biggest take home that I want you guys to go home with is one day you're gonna be that driver. You're gonna be parked over there on the chain off zone, and you're gonna be having your cigarette, taking your 30. You know what I mean? Inspecting your vehicle, and you'll see a youngster. You're gonna be the old head that sees that youngster, and you're gonna be like, you know what? Let me go over here and slide through, man, and give this guy a hammer. Let me go ahead and slide through here, man. I got a couple of extra snow chains in my truck for emergencies. Let me go ahead and bless you up. Give you one of these snow chains if you need it. You know, things like that. That's the take home. And race plays very little in that factor. And now it could be also the region I live in. I'm in the Northwest, so I'm in a very culturally diverse area of the country. I've never been as far south as some of my partners that drive. I got a cousin that drives in Alabama. Like, I don't know what their experiences are. I'm just talking about from my point of view. But no matter where you at, keep your head on tight. Keep your head on a swivel. That makes sense. You know, and try to think past level one. Level one is where you get stuck if you try to make it a critical issue. You know what I mean? Level one is for addressing the problem, assessing the problem. What is it? What's wrong? That's level one. Then you want to make the level two, level three. What's the problem? Assess the problem. Come up with a solution. Nowhere in these is it going to help you to be like, man, you don't like black people. I'm saying racism. No, nowhere in those three steps does that help you at all. In anything in life. Nothing in your whole life will ever be solved by you whining about it. Everything can be solved with dialogue. And occasionally, sometimes, we resort to violence as human beings, you know? But that's my whole thing. That's my story. You know, in conclusion, from my experience, I don't think that this industry itself is racist. I've met drivers from all across the spectrum, from guys that I barely can even understand what they're saying, to guys that are the 25-year veterans, all the way to the asshole who took his phone out to record me because he thought he was funny. But he's a 50-something-year-old grown-ass man recording people and giggling, you know what I mean? Which is a whole other issue. The biggest problem ain't race in this industry. I think the biggest problem in this industry is drivers not willing to help other drivers. And I'm not saying rescue other drivers. I got lucky. There was a time I was in the almost exact same situation and I had to call breakdown. I'm on the side of the road in a blizzard for 4 hours, freezing because my bunk heater don't work, running my motor to keep myself warm. You know what I mean? Ran out of food, ate all my food up, drank all my water. Like, I've been in some bad spots. So, you know, in this particular situation, I got helped out by a couple of guys, from the goodwill of mankind. You know what I mean? Now, I don't depend on that. No, I don't. I try to be as prepared as I can, absolutely. But drivers not being willing to help other drivers is my big issue. If you're going to be one of those kind of people who pull your phone out and you like, that ain't helpful at all. You could go up to that man and you could say, yo, bro, what's going down? Did you know that you're fucking this up? You know what I mean? Hey, did you know that this is wrong? Fix this shit. You're going to fuck yourself up, bro. Come on, let me show you how to do that. Let me help you with your chain like that guy did. Let me help you break that chain off. Literally, a white man came and helped free me from captivity. Came through and helped your boy break the chains that bound me to the side of this mountain pass. So, yeah, get out, ask the guy to need help. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be some like kumbaya type stuff. You know? Hey, what's the deal? Hey, you probably shouldn't take your 30 right here. If a person were to be an asshole, I mean, you address it as it comes. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to be a man. I'm not your dad. But I am your boy, and I want the best for you. So that's all. Peace out.